Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of my Hardcore Minecraft series. In today's episode, we're finally solving my hunger problem by building up a nice carrot farm and a little bit of redstone of my own making, and as well as we're going for full netherite. So stick around to see how well I do. Let's get to it. But before we get to the farms and the netherite, I'm just going to give a little update of what happened on my last live streams. So I've finished up most of this haul down here, as you can see, but I ran out of the regular sandstone, so I couldn't do things like cut sandstone or the stairs or the walls. So I had to go in, gather resources at the end of the stream, but I went, and if you can see over here, I started collecting some. So we've got a couple in here. I started naming them based off of what my chatters suggested. So we got Milky the cow, we got Dimitri the pig, and then a couple other ones that aren't quite named. So we got a sheep, a chicken, my couple dogs of different colors. I got some Billy Bucks the goat. This one's empty for now. I got a horse in diamond armor. This isn't my original horse. I just found a new one just to kind of fill in the area. Looks like the fox has despawned. I was doing a little bit of testing just to see what despawns in a boat. We got our iron golem, our copper golem, our snow golem, our villager. And we have a wolf, not a dog, so it's untamed. Oh wait, no, the fox is over here. Oh, over here was the wandering trader, and I named him too, which means I don't think you can capture them properly. I'll see if there's maybe some research, or if you guys know if there's a good way of capturing them without letting them despawn both the trader and his llamas. Let me know down in the comments, and I'll be sure to use it because I'll really need to know that so I can complete my museum here. But with that done, if you guys ever want something named after you or to name one, drop by on one of my streams on either Mondays or Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and just drop it down in the comments. You can chat or just hang out for a little bit or just drop a name that you think might go well for one of these animals. Or in the comments of today's video, drop one for one of the unnamed ones because I've still got plenty to go as well as the different variants because I'm not doing all the variants, but for like the different colored pigs for the different temperatures, same for the cows and the chickens. And then we have things like the ocelot and cat, armadillo, panda. I think I'm gonna get some of the rabbits. I don't know how many there are. I think there's 4 types. Still need to get the snow fox, polar bear, mule, donkey, llama, and camel. And then I've got to probably add back trader. Is the Wandering Trader despawned? That's the only one that has despawned so far. So maybe I can get him, maybe I can't. But we've started to collect things for the museum just because I didn't want to get the stream too boring. But now that that's done, let's get on to our farming. So we got just a very basic farming setup, 2 little farming things of just carrots with the farmers. And once they have an excess, they'll start sending it to this Fletcher in the center. But the hopper minecarts, they're kind of blocking them, will catch it and then kind of flow it over to here where I'll be setting up my little redstone thing. I'm now going to go over to the creator world where I built it in and we can see how it was built. Alright, so I'm just in a random creative world, and I kind of just built it up by mixing a bunch of different redstone pieces together. So the first thing is, we have our 2 chests here, the golden nuggets and the carrots. So you put your carrots in here and the golden nuggets in here, and then they're sent into this auto crafter. The way it works is as they're going through, once it gets to this spot, we have this guy here, he's on this amount, so once this outputs a signal of this much equal to the 5 spots here, it sends a signal over to my dropper here, which will have carrots in it, which will place it into here. So if we toss this in here and then that, we can watch it in real time. Oh, I've got to turn it back on. So you can see, bam. And then it crafts it when it's full and it keeps going. But the problem I was having, I guess we can just turn it off. Problem I was having is once you run out of carrots, so let me just remove all the carrots from here. So, and then if I turn it back on, we need to put a couple more nuggets in there. It creates an ingot, and that's not what you want at all, because for mine, I kind of want it to be kept on constantly, not I turn it on and then have to wait 5 minutes to craft a bunch. Because what's the point of having an auto crafter if it's not going automatically? At that point, I might as well just get all the materials and craft it myself. So what I have it doing is after it crafts, it shoots it out into this chest. And then I have two sorters. So this is just the basic sorter with the comparator, sends the signal. If you have more than 41 in, it lets it through. So on the left side, it's carrots. So it comes down this hopper chain here into this chest. And this will be kind of my output chest where I'll grab my carrots from. But then on the gold side, so if a gold comes into here, the carrots sort over to here, gold gets sorted onto this side. And if we can kind of sneak our way around, so it comes down here and then shoots into this dropper. Once it gets a signal, it'll send up to this item elevator, which basically pulses back with observers back and forth. This is just a very basic one. It's noisy, but I don't really care. It's kind of the industrial vibe I want for it. And then once it gets up to here, it shoots it into this chest, into my gold ingot recycler. So then it comes down to here into this crafter. And then the second there's anything in here, it immediately sends a signal, which will craft it back into the nuggets. And then I've got a going into this straw hopper and then back into the chest. So it recycles it constantly. So if I only have, let's just put a bunch in, and it's constantly going through here, it'll go through and you'll hear it. There you got the redstone just for a brief second. We'll see it again. And it sends it up really quick and it's going to craft it. Let's see it one more time. There we go, crafts, and then it basically just keeps recycling until it's going to get more carrots. Because once it does, it'll make the golden carrot instead of the golden ingot. And then it sends it over here into my sorting system. So if we just like toss, oop, don't want that. We want from, there we go. Yeah, and now it's just going to start crafting them. So we can kind of take a look. So 12, 13, you can see every time this pulses, it means one's coming through. And there we go. So that's what I'm going to bring in, and then once I get my kind of farming to max capacity, it'll constantly be farming them out. I'll probably have to make multiple chests just so I have plenty ready to go, so I never have to rely on my old chicken farm and things like that. So let's hop back into the hardcore world. Alright, quick stop over by my gunpowder farm to get some TNT and some more rockets. Alright, we're back at base. I've gotten a lot, as well as a lot more rockets built up. Did quite a bit of AFKing, and I grabbed some sand from my base down there. So we have one stack. So it's not a lot, but it's a good start. I mean, it took a while to get all that gunpowder, but let's go into our redstone chest. Let's grab just like that much, and then we're going to need a bunch of sticks. So maybe we can find some laying around. Or maybe we have to resort to using our wood supply. So let's grab a bunch of that. And then let's make 32 just in case they do get blown up. Alright, now let's head to the nether. Alright, so I found a nice place that's going to get me below the lava level, and whilst digging out my little tunnel prepping to place all the TNT, I actually found some ancient debris just by digging. So at first I thought to clear out space like this, and then I created my huge tunnel, and that's where I found 5 ancient debris just by mining. But now we're going to do the more fun tactic. We're going to jump our way as fast as possible down this tunnel, and then we're going to place the TNT. I don't actually know the distance that would be good to like chain blast it. We're gonna do I guess we can, let's do one test. Alright, so that was close enough, so let's do the rest. And then let's go. Let's eat up so we can regen any health we lose by accident. And it already failed. Alright. So not the epic one I expected, but any exposed? Probably not, because I found a bunch right here. We're just gonna follow the explosions, being careful of any lava. Should have brought some potions. I got lots in my bartering farm. But there's our first one. Let's dig our way up to it. Let's put that bed off my hotbar just in case habit kicks in and I accidentally use it. Let's block off all this lava so we can safely get this as well. Let's open up this, take it out just so we can see it. Oh, whoops. That was weird. Kind of glitched into the shulker there. Let's pop that. And then I'm going to use the Silk Touch just because I can. And then we're going to have to set off another one. Let's try and back up as much as possible. Knew I should have put them closer together, but this is the first time in a long time that I've done this. Any big TNT projects. Seeing any? Not seeing any so far. Let's just keep going. Maybe get my blocks in hand. Okay. Let's see how much we can get from this tunnel. Oh, there's some more already. Oh, okay. Jumping a little too fast. And that's why I need those golden carrots, so I have enough food to constantly regen all my silly little antics. So it looks like we got at least 2 here. 1, 2, no more. Let's go and grab it. It's nice that it kind of glows in this shader pack. It's a lot easier to look out for. Alright, not seeing any more, and that looks like the end of the tunnel. So let's just pick a direction and start mining. We want 15, so a little bit higher. And this time I'm just going to dig a 1 by 1. And we're going to dig and then do more TNT. And let's see how much we can gather. I think 20 is good enough for now. I've been mining a lot, you can see from my pickaxes, because I used that TNT up a lot faster than I would have thought. So we're going to head back now and see how much, because I think it's something like 4, and I'm also out of food, so things are going to get a little bit dicey as we try and get our way out of here. These guys are friendly for now. But I think it's 4 per, which means I can get 5 pieces, which I can get maybe pickaxe, maybe a couple pickaxes, and some armor. I don't really need my chestplate right now, just because I wear my elytra mostly. Hopefully I can find my way out of here. But I think that'll be good. I might do some more before the end of the episode, but this might just be it. This is looking familiar. Pretty sure this is where I started. So this was the original explosion hole. There we go. Okay, here we are. Alright, back at base. I'm surviving on apples until my farm kicks in, but let's place down our ancient debris here. And then we're going to need the fortune pickaxe. I don't know if that makes it... Oh, we have to smelt it. That's what... Yeah, I remember now. I remember. Don't worry, I've played this game a long time. I know how it works. So let's dig these back up real quick. That's going to take a while. Got haste too, but it doesn't seem to be digging any faster. Guess that's just how tough these things are. Let's smelt these up real quick, and then I guess that means there's no fortune, so we're getting 20 exactly. Alright, there's 20. Now what do we need? We need one of these things. We're gonna have to look, because I don't know what it's called. What is it? It's the station. No, it's the armor. No. Not blast. God. Alright, off to search that. Alright, so it is 2 iron, 4 wood. So let's grab some of that. 2 iron. And then a bit of wood, probably from any of these chests. Smithing table. Alright. Alright, yeah, we need the template. So it would go that, and then I need to turn that into an ingot by adding some gold, and then we can grab some templates. So it looks like we're back to the Nether and bastion hunting, I guess. Alright, I think this is a bastion right here. Okay, there we go. So let's land real quick, take inventory, make sure I don't look at that Enderman. So I got my pickaxes, bow, and axe. So that should all be good. I'll switch into my diamond chest plate when I get down there because I don't want to risk any of those brutes getting to me. I made a couple golden apples and carrots. I just went to my bartering farm just before this. So let's try and get in from the top first. Those were the A's, first time I'm in. Pull out my bow just in case. Deal with anything from far away. Don't really, it's been a while since I've been in one of these, so I'll have to be very careful. Let's put on the chest plate first. Keep the elytra in my inventory just in case, just so I can easily switch to it. Alright, so if I start opening these, they're gonna aggro on me, so I gotta be quick. Food, I'll take the gilded, don't need that. Let's take the cream too, just because it can be hard to farm sometimes. The rest of that is easy to get. Gilded, I'll take that. Alright, be a good start. I don't know where all the hidden gold is in these things. I've never really taken the time to study all that. But our goal is probably down there somewhere. I want to find these things for the netherite, because I also made the ingots, because I had plenty of gold left over. Looks like these guys have fallen into a little pit here, so I shall easily take care of them. Hopefully this doesn't spawn more. I don't want them to find a way out and then attack me. Okay, here's another one. Oops, some scrap, that's always good. Don't really need any of the rest of this. Got plenty of obsidian in my bartering farm. That's the same place I just came to. Alright, I guess we can grab some of the gilded because it is kind of difficult to gather because they're just only found in here, and this is one of the harder places. Alright. Just deal with this guy quickly. Don't know if that would be any danger to me, but not gonna take any chances. Looks like there's a strider on a strider out there. Interesting. But we're gonna just keep going around. Maybe we can find some good loot in here. So I'm not too worried about getting gold, because I have infinite of that. I just need the treasure chests. Maybe they're a little bit lower down. Gotta be careful, since I'm not wearing my elytra now. Can't easily fly away. A bit of extra food. Try and get good positioning on everything. Looks like another chest in here. I'll take the gold blocks, because why not? The rest of the stuff I can get on my own. And like I said, we're just gonna sneak a little, ooh, and that's why I gotta be careful. Okay, looks like one coming straight for me. Let's try and get a little bit lower down. And maybe find some chests in here. That looks like one I haven't gone to. Okay, let's quickly grab it. There it is. Template, that's what I was looking for. So I got one. Wonder if there's any other chests around here. Let's check this level quickly, and then we might have to start going searching for other ones. Alright, is this the same one I was just at? Let's cop it at the top. So that's kind of where I started. Alright, I'm seeing presence of me, so I've just made a huge circle. Let us set off again. Let's first grab some more fireworks. just to be safe, I can store some of this stuff into here because I don't need it all on hand. Gilded in that too. But this is now my most precious box. But let's head back out again. Alright, did I just make another circle? This looks kind of different. And it looks like I just loaded this area in. We're gonna stay away from those brutes, though. Gonna have to find a safer place to land. Let's try and get up here on the soul sand first. Maybe pick a couple of them off from down here, especially those brutes. Alright, got a good hit on him. But we're gonna just pick them off whilst we're over here. And then we'll run in, see what we can collect. Alright, let's hop over. Still can't get to me, but we're safe now, I think. Alright. Gold. Another golden apple just in case. Golden apples, or golden carrots this time. Alright. This level looks done. Let's do a bit of material gathering, because I have a feeling I'll someday make a horrible choice and decide to use gilded blackstone in a build. And it's better to have a little bit to start, instead of starting from basically nothing. Don't like these narrow tunnels. Brutes definitely have the advantage in here, especially since they can hit so fast. These guys aren't much of a problem, but there's a brute, there's two brutes. But the bow is going to save me here. We're gonna quickly do a golden apple. Take those two out. Alright, let's get out of this tight, narrow area and try and get... Okay, look, I see a chest there. There's probably some more below me. So I guess we'll do a quick drop down. Scan the area. Don't want to get ambushed again. Let's put a bit of damage onto him. Skeleton might knock me off, so don't want that. Alright, we're looking safe so far. I want to get one off on that brute before I head down there, because they have a lot more health than I thought. Maybe it's just because I've never really done this in hard mode, so they get extra health. Thankfully, they like to stand still a little bit, as long as they don't notice me. Right, let's put some blocks into my hand, get a better vantage point up here. Don't know where that brute went. Oh, but here's this guy. I heard someone falling, which isn't a good sign. But we're going to deal with these two crossbow guys. And there's the brute. And one more. There we go. Oh, and one more. Okay, guess what? I'll take these guys out first. Alright, let's go down a level. Nothing seems to be here. Quickly, snout. Not seeing too much. Looks like this one might also be finished now. I'll have to go find another one. But I guess I have a lot of diamonds, so I could just duplicate the one I have. Okay, so I just looked it up, and you just need diamonds and netherrack, but I mean, since I have stacks of diamonds that I'm not really using, I think we're all done here. Got a little bit of loot, but I think just the one is good enough to start. So let's head back to base, and then let's get to upgrading. Alright, back at base, just smelted up another scrap, but don't have enough for another ingot. But before we do any upgrading, we have to figure out how this works. So I need a bit of netherrack. And then I'll have to raid my diamond stash. Alright, that should be a good start. Got lots. You saw quite a few blocks in there too. But if we do this, now we have 2, 3. So let's start like that. First, we're going to do. I don't know if I want to do my armor yet because I don't know like when it's gonna max out on the enchanting level. Because for these, I still need to put what is it? Unbreaking on them, and then I'd also like to maybe put soul speed. Um, helmet. I guess we can just start with our tools. So we're gonna start with our silk touch. We're gonna toss one in and netherite, and there we go. We're getting started. We can also do my axe maybe. No. Let's go check my armor and then we can maybe upgrade it. Alright, so I've gotten my helmet up to Unbreaking 3. I accidentally bought too many books because I thought I had more things to get Unbreaking, but they can be useful later on. But my helmet is pretty much perfect now, but my boots, I can't add soul speed because it's too expensive. But I can add Unbreaking. So now I can do my boots and my helmet with 2. I think I'll do my axe for another one, and then maybe I'll do a fortune 3 for another one. But everything looks all repaired up nicely. So let's head back and upgrade everything. Alright, here we go. So we've got our boots and our helmet. So helmet, upgrade, boots, upgrade. We're gonna make sure we leave one left. Let's make up a couple more maybe. What are we missing? Okay, I was missing everything, but we got 3. But now we're looking a lot better. And what we can do is we can probably put some trims on this stuff to make it start looking a lot cooler. So I'm going to look at the different types of trims, pick the ones I want and what materials, and then we'll add those up and we'll be all dripped out. Alright, so I have decided on my helmet, we're going to go with flow. And in gold. And then for the boots, we're also going to go for flow and also in gold. So let's toss those on. We're looking already more dripped out as it is. Get that gold color in there with the benefits of really good netherite. Still got 2 pieces of diamond left and 2 pieces of netherite. So after I maybe find a swift sneak for my pants, because those I think are only in the deep dark, so that'll be maybe something we challenge soon. Chestplate, it's already pretty much the best chestplate you can get. I'm not sure what else maybe you can get more on this, but maybe we can just toss it together since we have the extra stuff laying around. So let's figure out what we're gonna put on for this. Check maybe if flow also looks good on the chest plate, and then we'll get that done. Alright, and for our chest plate, we're gonna go with the eye, also in gold. Get that cool eye in the center there. So let's toss that on, take a good look at myself. My pants are looking very out of order, but I think this is looking pretty good. We're pretty dripped out here. So I think that is going to do it for today's episode. We got a lot done. We got our food situation solved. I'll leave that on so they can gather plenty of carrots and plenty for my auto crafting system. That's really exciting. I have to put a little bit of my own redstone in this episode. As well as we finally got almost fully dripped out, we have enough netherite for it. We just need to get that enchantment for our pants, which will be happening hopefully pretty soon. But if you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like and subscribe for more episodes coming soon. Until next time.